Hello out there, all my YouTube folks. Kind of coming to you with a sort of late night video again. It's about 9 p.m. My time, and I just went and took a shower. And often you have, really good thoughts in the shower. This is going to be a little bit probably of a stingy sort of video for the females again, because I've been thinking about emotions a lot lately. I would be considered a fairly emotional guy. I tend to wear my emotions on my sleeve sometimes. I am trying to get a little bit better about that, but I grew up around a paranoid schizophrenic, and I'm not trying to say like this person seemed like a paranoid schizophrenic. I mean, like, they went and were diagnosed and were a full-on paranoid schizophrenic. So, as a lot of you might know, schizophrenics often have some trouble kind of with their emotions. And I guess just this individual's volatilely emotional nature kind of rubbed off on me in some ways. I find it very hard to let things go. I'm getting divorced. I've been told a reason, and I do not believe that. And everybody's just telling me to let it go, right? But I literally don't know how to do that. Okay, I like, there is no, I don't see how anyone does that. How you just quit thinking about a thing, how you just let a thing go, how it's like, oh, I just don't think about it anymore. I don't know how people do that. But then I started trying to think about the flip side of that. And I came to realize that, and here I'm going to say it, I don't know that women actually feel emotions or have emotions. Not necessarily all emotions, just certain ones. Love, primarily, is the one that I'm speaking of. And after sitting here thinking about this for a year or so, I can think of many instances where it seemed like, or let me backpedal and restate that a little bit. If you think about the caveman days, when men were the protectors and, women had the children, I'm saying that's the way it was, all right? And whether we like it or not, that's sort of the way we're still set up. Sure, we have dominant women and feminine men, but for the most part, I think in society it is still set up that way, regardless of the changes we've made in human rights, or regardless of how you feel about that. But if you think about it, back in the day, it made a lot more sense for a female to be able to move on if she needed to. In other words, the females had to worry, and still have to worry, about the protection of herself, her stability, and the protection and stability of her child or children. Okay? Now, in order for her to have those things, she needs to be with somebody who can certainly provide them. And the guy who can kill 1,000 buffalo can provide that. And that's why he had 100 wives. And the guy who could kill no buffalo was screwing the other guy who could kill no buffalo. Right? At some point, they decided that just wasn't working for everyone anymore, and men, there should be, monogamy, right? Like one man for one woman. And then the guy who could kill 1,000 buffaloes started just letting his less desirable, from his point of view, females go, and then, eventually he was down to, his best wife or two, right? But that didn't guarantee that those guys were going to be able to keep those women, okay? If you can't care for, if you can't make sure her and the children are going to be okay, just makes a lot more sense for her to move on. And it is much easier to do that if she never really loved you. I mean, really think about it. All you guys out there that have been in some relationships, you know that your woman is completely capable of being over you tomorrow, if not sooner, and can be completely out of love with you tomorrow, like she never cared. So I posit that she never did. Not really. I mean, she might like you, she might tolerate you, she might even have love-like feelings for you when things are going well. But the second things aren't going well for her, that and things become more her responsibility than both of yours or yours, she kind of starts to wonder why she's with you. And I think that makes some sense. It's also been made pretty clear to me lately that, I hate to say this too, but I mean, like, you just can't trust your significant other. Just don't trust them. Not, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, they just take anything anyone says to you these days, with a grain of salt. And don't assume anyone, even them, is going to hold up to any word that they give you. Okay? Marriage is a commitment. Alright? So 50% of the people getting married can't hold to their commitments. I mean, commitments aren't a thing, especially to a lot of females. There's always a yeah, but. That's how this last relationship of mine was. I would counter or make a point, and there's always a yeah, but. Okay, well, you said that, you were cool living in this RV. Yeah, but it was in better shape back then. Okay, but, you said you were cool with me semi-retiring after we got it paid off. Well, yeah, but that was still da-da-da-da. There's always a yeah, but. So, yeah, I don't know that we at least don't feel these emotions the same way, okay? I personally don't know very many guys, if any, who actually fell out of love. Now, some of them might say they have, but I don't believe them. The look on their face sometimes says otherwise. My stepmother claims that she knows several men who have fallen out of love. I will take that statement back and say that I do know a few, but they were all on drugs. And weren't in their right mind. I have known many women who are like, yeah, I just don't love that guy anymore. I don't love you anymore. Okay, we had sex like yesterday. Yeah, I'm just over you. I mean, how can you be over somebody that you were with for a long time? I just think that us men have been duped into thinking that women are kind of more similar to us than they are. I feel like we're really, really, really different creatures. The more that I deal with the opposite sex and get frankly hurt by them. I know this has probably been a pretty sensitive topic, but a lot of guys really think this out, and a lot of women too. If you think about it, actually, now there are also, I've known a few women who have been absolutely infatuated with guys and seem to be way, way, way too in love with them, and like kind of, making their life like a tragedy because they really, really, really love somebody like crazy. But I don't know too many women like that. Like a couple in my life who have kind of been in that state, and at some point they did get over it, So yeah, I think that you ought to take the words "I love you" with a grain of salt, because I just don't think everybody understands love the same way, feels love the same way. And I know that can be a very confusing situation and very difficult to deal with as a person who wants to be with someone else. I'm going to be honest though. I've been through a few of these now, and being in a relationship that's committed and serious like that is just becoming less and less desirable. I was really hoping to have somebody to kind of help me as I'm kind of getting into poorer health here and everything like that, and I suspect that might be one of the reasons that my wife has left me. My health has gone kind of downhill a bit in the last year, pretty bad. And when I got injured in 2017, that was pretty downhill. I got told a few months ago I have plantar fasciitis pretty bad, plantar malfasciitis pretty bad in my right foot, and I can tell that it's creeping into my left foot now. So yeah, you can't expect anybody to kind of stick with you if those things start happening. I mean, no one really signed up for that, or at least she didn't. I mean, if you start dating and you're a paraplegic or whatever, that's one thing. But if you get together and you're a whole person then, and over time you turn into not a whole person, I don't know. You have to have somebody pretty committed to want to stick with you through that. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and bid you good night. I gotta pay attention to my gato here, I guess. So. This is Goemon Ronin signing out, and thank you for sticking to the end if you did.